So here we want to try to graph the equation of a parabola, and it's in the form ax squared plus bx plus c. And so specifically they tell us to do the vertex and 2 points on either side, because obviously if you have all the points on the same side, it's a little harder to see like what the shape of your parabola is. If you have the vertex and a couple on each side, then you can make sure that it goes from there. So it's probably useful to figure out what the vertex is first so that we're not just shooting in the dark blindly trying to find points that are on each side. So if we remember, the vertex happens at negative b over 2a, and to figure out the rest of that point, once we figure out x, we'll just put it in there. So here our b is 20, so this is negative 20 over 2 times a is 2. So negative 20 divided by 4 is negative 5. So now we know our vertex happens at negative 5. And then what do I get if I put negative 5 into this equation? And so plug negative 5 in for x. You can write it out by hand, or you can put it in your calculator, either way at that point, because you're going to do the same thing a few times in a row. But negative 5 squared would be 25. 20 times negative 5 would be negative 100. And so you get 50 minus 100, so negative 50 plus 52, so 2. Alright, so now if we're going to do 2 points on either side, it's helpful that I know that this is the vertex. And so I'll do the 2 points that are closest to it, because notice if you go way too far away, you can end up with points that are way too high for your graph anyways. They go outside kind of the window of the graph. So let's just do 2 points that are really close to this. Let's do negative 6 and negative 7 on that side. And we'll do negative 4 and negative 3 on this side. So this is the point where you notice you're doing the same thing kind of over and over. This is the point where maybe you might want to look at using the table on your calculator, or at least, you know, just to speed up this plugging in process, because you're doing it 4 times here. But however you want to find your points is fine. So in this one, if I put negative 6 in this equation, I get 4. If I put negative 7 in, I get 10. And on the other side, I get 4 and 10 again. Right, because these are symmetric around the vertex, so that's not a big surprise that if I go 1 away from the vertex or 2 away from the vertex in each direction, that I get similar points. And so now I just want to graph my points. So there's 10 up on the y, and 10 back on the x. And so to go to points like negative 5, 2, so back 5 and up 2, and then negative 4, 4, and negative 3, 10, and on the other side, same thing, 4 and 10, just for negative 6 and negative 5. So I end up with, to connect the dots, a parabola that looks like that. So main thing is find the vertex first so that you can be sure you're doing 2 points on each side of the vertex.